There's lots of metrology associated and inspection associated with the PV industry, but specifically what areas are you addressing?
Well, what we look specifically at is optical metrology. The company's background is vision in one hand, spectroscopy in the other hand, and we actually apply this technology to, if you will, niche applications in the market. So you have a lot of camera-based companies, for example, focusing on exactly the same thing. But what we try to do together with our customers is to find solutions for problems that nobody is really addressing in an effective way. And so we have focused on a lot of applications that might not naturally come up as first thing you think about when optimizing a line. But when we work together with customers on auditing how a line's performance is, we pretty quickly discover that with our optical metrology and unique spectroscopy we can address, if you will, process stability issues, so line uptime, and to phrase it in a very simple way, uptime within process window. That is actually the key point.
So your applications here are really, are really inline. You're not focusing so much on, say, offline inspection.
Both, of course. When we have developed the technology, some capacity of lines was already in place, and we were looking at, okay, what speeds are these lines running at? What are the challenges for the customers? If they have to remove an object and measure it, it's pretty tedious, and you're still sampling. So to get the most benefit out of the investment, it makes sense to, in very much detail, find specific defects in material, and that is where you work the best way with inline. And so the challenge with that is speed. It needs to be within the cycle of production, and in the other hand, also what you are looking at is that it must be easy to retrofit, because a lot of our customers actually they have these problems that occur when the line is already producing. So if they need to stop production and then try to figure out how to put it in place, this is usually not a good way to proceed. And so we have made it very easy for the customer to implement a capability in their existing line.
I mean, obviously there's a lot of metrology companies out there in the market. What do you think really differentiates you from others? Perhaps give me some examples.
Well, first of all, the process steps that we address. Something very simple to start with, for example, I would highlight, for example, our texture measurement. And this is a quite simple tool that goes into the line, and each wafer, after the saw damage removal and texturing, is measured. And what we do is we monitor a trend of process, and the way how we do it, it's a quite unique optical way, and it enables the customer to see process drifts immediately. So it means that by the way how we implement the tool, the first instance a process drifts, we pick it up and the customer can react. So for example, conventionally what is done, a wafer is removed, it is either characterized for its reflectivity or its weight, but this is done in cyclic intervals. And with our tool, actually, this is not needed anymore. Trends, that's a good question. Actually, definitely the inline part in itself, as you just addressed, is a trend. So you are working on characterizing more material in an efficient way to find process drifts quickly. What you can also see is that there is a more and more growing awareness of the material itself that is of course impacting the process. If you look, for example, at the wafer itself, what it all starts with, will a wafer be able to deliver a good efficiency later on in the process, yes or no? Early identifying of this capability is essential. And then, last but not least, there is also a differentiating capability. One of our customers, a module maker, what they do is they provide images to their customer of what this module is looking like, for example, inside. And this makes them stand out against their competition, for example. So you have a few different items from uptime to competitiveness of your product that I see as trend.
Where do you see growth opportunities now for you? Where do you feel that the products that you do can be best placed?
Yeah, well, traditionally, of course, it for us started in Germany. Being a German company, we have a very strong customer base here when we started working with these tools. But in the recent months, or actually recent year, I would say, more and more of the business is shifting towards the Far East. And particularly what is quite interesting to notice, for example, is a very positive reaction of the customers in the Indian market on our products right now, where we are pretty much monthly working with new projects on process improvements.
One final question, and we are at a major show, and many people take this type of event as a launch pad of new products. What have you got? Anything new?
Actually, we do. We have a pretty exciting announcement. We are releasing a new photoluminescence tool on this show, and photoluminescence, of course, is not something new. This goes back quite some years. But we have, together with the company Shot Solar, developed a photoluminescence system that will enable the customer to predict the efficiency of the incoming wafer material. So, frankly speaking, the wafer that comes in, the tool will help the customer to see, will the efficiency of this wafer be good in the end of the process, or am I wasting my time on processing material that will only be able to achieve a low efficiency? And this is pretty exciting. We have a very good response on this tool so far. So I think the next weeks and months will be very exciting for this.